So
I like how
God
you
damn.
always wear suits in the videos. Why?
Oh yeah, Joseph's
screw you,
always
Joe. You mock
yeah.
me for this shit.
God, I do. Well, I'm normally the one who's wearing more like the casual
See, I'm
attire,
honoured.
'cause
Thank
it's
you.
nice. Yes, you just
I'll
made a
send
good
you one
friend,
out when I
Joseph.
get enough money.
Yes. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Forgotten Podcast. My name is, of course, Catman Joe, and we're joined here once again by none other than the cynic himself, Mr. Mass Cynic.
How disappointing.
Lovely to see you, Joseph, as always, of course. Today, we are absolutely thrilled to have such a very special guest on the show for you. You might know him for his YouTube videos, Top 5 Best Shaders for MCPE 2020, or How to Download Minecraft 1.17 Caves and Cliffs Update for free. He's a very well-known member of the Minecraft Pocket Edition community, with him currently having over 189,000 subscribers and well over 37 million combined channel views. He's also our first ever verified YouTuber to come on the show, so very warm welcome to Bryant Vidals, aka FryBry, the man himself.
Hello.
I was going to say, I swear. Perfect take for that. Brian, honestly, it's great to
We've
have
had
you
a few
on the show,
people
bro.
butcher their intro.
Yeah.
He did it
Oh,
perfectly.
it was
He
good.
came in and did it.
Honestly, man, I don't know if it's just because you're here, bro. I swear to God, sometimes I take multiple takes for the intro. It kills me, man. But how you doing, my man? Welcome to the show. Hope everybody's having a fantastic day, and I hope you're having a great day as well, Brian. We got some great questions for you today, my man. And thank you as well for being the first verified YouTuber come on the show, bro. It's actually a huge privilege and honor for us to have you on, man. How are you feeling today, bro? You all right, man?
I'm feeling great. Thanks for asking. How are you guys feeling?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good pretty much myself, honestly.
Extremely mediocre.
Extremely mediocre, god darn. This
Your
isn't your
presence
first
has
time on a
made my day a
podcast,
little
is it?
better.
Thanks, bro.
I was going to say, this isn't your first time on a podcast, is it? You've been on another podcast before, right?
Yeah. Only like one other. This is my second.
Funny enough, actually, it was back in February. It was yesterday, actually, a year ago yesterday, that you were on the other podcast, right? So
Yo,
that's quite
no
crazy.
way, really?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, the 7th of the 7th of the 2nd, 2021. That was when you were on that other podcast.
You know what that
I
means?
forget the name of it. What does it
quite
You
mean?
now
poetic.
have to, after this episode, rate the podcasts.
That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? No, we got to rate them between each other, honestly. But no, I watched the podcast.
I'll be
as well,
honest.
man.
I'll
It was
do
quite
that. I'll
interesting.
do that.
Good man. I hope you'll enjoy this one
As
a
you
little bit
should.
more. Just saying. But all right, man. Well, we got some great questions here, dude. I think right here, the first question is a fantastic one. So, Brian, we thought for a fantastic starter question and I guess topic in general to just kick off this episode and get kind of the ball rolling would be to talk with you obviously about creator awareness and how to avoid potential YouTube scams. As you know, obviously, of course, from firsthand experience, there are people out there that are trying to steal access to YouTube channels via scam emails, normally offering creators ridiculously large sums of cash if they do a promotion for them, which usually and conveniently, of course, involves a creator having to download a program to a specific having to download a specific program or go to a specific website itself. I was wondering if you could tell us and maybe share your experience and story of how you and your first channel, Bryant Vidals, got hacked and what the aftermath of that was like.
Oh, this is a good one. Okay, so about that, yeah, I'm gonna really explain my side of the story, and I feel like it could really help other creators.
Right.
It's kind of long, but I'm just gonna keep it short. So basically, I was really enthusiastic about YouTube at the time, and because of that, I feel like I was somewhat gullible.
Naive.
And
That's
I
usually how
remember-
it starts off.
Yeah. I wouldn't say I was young. I was pretty old. I was like 15. But
I would say that's young.
I'm 22, so I mean,
Yeah, I'm 18, so I would say that's young. I know I don't have much of a lifespan to go off, but, I'd still count that as young.
oh,
Gotcha.
okay. Well, basically, I got this email, and it really looked convincing. They had like a website, they had like an Instagram, a Twitter, and everything. And basically, they told me to download a software. And for some reason, at the time, I didn't really think much of it. I was like, oh, this is pretty normal. And I downloaded their software and everything. And it didn't, like, the software, like, just didn't do nothing. There was no software. So I just, like, thought, like, oh, it's just a waste of time. And I kind of just moved
No
on.
software.
Yeah.
So wait. So wait, when you did download it, there was like nothing. It didn't give you anything. Didn't open anything. There was nothing. with the
Malware.
software. Oh, obviously,
No,
yeah, but
it was
was just
nothing.
nothing. That was weird.
It was
And
just,
didn't-
like, blank, empty.
And what did you do? Did you just like delete it, or did you email them back?
Yeah,
or, like, what was
I
it?
deleted it.
Yeah.
But that's about it, to be honest. I really wasn't like, I didn't really do much apart from just deleting it, and I just didn't really think much of it. I thought it was just like oh, that just happened. I'm just gonna go on with my day.
Yeah.
But then I remember it was on November 9th on a Sunday. I woke up to an email that basically said that my account was transferred, and they essentially had my accounts and everything. And a couple days later, they had like some bot, and they uploaded like literally tens of thousands of pirated animes, everything, like so much stuff. They like so much stuff.
Real quick, just to jump in here, your mic is going in and out. I don't know if this is. I know Joseph.
It's like you're on a seesaw.
Yeah, it's going back and forth like, hey, how's it going, everybody? So just let you know, bro, just let you know in advance. But yeah, you weren't the only one to fall from this. I mean, also Dicey's fell for it, and I know even Super Shifter, I believe he fell from it as well. And you obviously know Super Obvious quite well, of course, Cameron. But like
that's how we met. Yeah.
Is that actually how you guys met?
Yeah, he messaged me about it.
God damn, I remember the whole ordeal. I remember when Cameron was going through it, because I was speaking to Cameron at the time, and it was the same ordeal. Like it was the exact same experience. I don't know if he did download the program, or did he download a program as well?
I'm pretty sure he did, because he got hacked.
Yeah,
well, you lost every account. What does that entail? Like, is that like everything on that Gmail, or is it everything on the computer?
Oh no, they just moved the channel to they made it into a brand
just
account,
the channel?
And then they just moved it to another email.
See,
right.
I heard at the time, and I know this actually is what happened, because I've also personally been involved in the business of buying channels and selling channels and whatnot. And I do know that a lot of these channels, it's yours especially, because you had just hit 10K, right? Like you were just past 10K, you were doing phenomenal, like your channel was getting there. This was on the original Bryant Vidals. Yeah, so it was doing really well, honestly. And like that was it. You got your channel taken, of course, and they didn't sell it. It was like, but they just started spam uploading it with a bot, and it was just. Didn't you got, what was it? How many copyright strikes? Was it like 120? I believe.
I don't remember exactly, but yeah, it was in the 3 digits.
Yeah, it was ridiculous quantities.
Isn't it recently, the past few weeks, there was a channel that got striked by Nintendo that got the world's amount of copyright strikes, which I think was like 131 in an hour. So that is insane that you got like 120.
Yeah, I mean, it was.
I saw that. That's
I saw Bright, because obviously I saw from your actual. I remember, because I looked for your Twitter, of course, and whatnot for the podcast and get everything ready and whatnot. And I saw the whole, of course, I saw the whole ordeal kind of unfold, and you could see in your Twitter it was a devastating time. Because I mean, I've personally, and it's something that we kind of have in common here. I've also personally lost the channel as well, but it wasn't from getting hacked. I got falsely terminated. This was back in 2017.
This is when you had like 500 subs, so this wasn't as detrimental, but maybe
nothing near as
mentally
detrimental as you. I was more, and I don't know if it was the same for you. For me, when my channel got terminated, it wasn't even about losing the sub count or views or anything like that. I didn't really have. Again, you had 10,000. You're substantially more than me, obviously, 20 times more. But for me, it was the videos. Like that's the worst part about it. You lose the channel, it's the videos that you lose. That's kind of what sucks the most, kind of thing.
These are the situations that make people incredibly paranoid and archive everything. Because I never lost anything, but I had an encounter with a virus on this computer years ago when I was like 13, 14. Like you get those really over-the-top viruses that are like, oh, we're erasing all your stuff. If you unplug it, it's fine.
Yeah.
It was like, I remember it so well. It was called the Zeus virus. And it was like, you've got the Zeus virus, and it started like blaring out the speakers, which I don't even know I had in my computer. And it was just going mental. I unplugged it, and it was fine. But I remember that made me turn into such a like archive freak, such a little like I'll stash all my files away and stuff.
I still the same thing. I don't know, Brian, do you do the same thing? I don't think you do. I've not seen it, at least. But do you ever like think about backing up videos and kind of having them safe in another place, kind of thing, for any videos that are like potential favorites that you've created, like your vlogs, for example? I'm sure those are very personal to you, because like the vlogs and what you've done in them.
Not really. I only saved my like previous 10 videos, and then once they're done, I just delete them.
Why do you save the previous? Is that just for convenience, or like do you not? That's not. I'm guessing meant like that's not meant. You just like, yeah, I'll delete it later. Like, is that what it is, kind of thing? As opposed to
and sometimes I make the videos into shorts. Well, recently, I have been.
Yeah.
Well, trying to at least.
Oh, fair enough. Gosh darn, man. I mean, so what would your advice be to creators? Because obviously you went for that whole ordeal. I mean, obviously, we may just add for anybody who doesn't already know about this whole story. Bryant, of course, he's got his channel back. Of course, he got the original Bryant Vidals channel back, didn't you? And it was there was with the health of YouTube, thank God, and whatnot. You're one of the very few to actually get their channel back. I've heard people,
I've seen so many outcries on like stuff like Twitter, and then no response.
Yeah, and it's horrible.
It's tragic.
It is. It's a really horrible kind of experience, one. But you got the channel back. Did you get the videos on the channel as well, or did they all get deleted? Because the channel is now privatized, right?
Surprisingly, yeah, I got all the videos back.
Oh wow.
But they're private at the moment.
Oh, okay. So you do have them, because my kind of question with that was like, obviously you got the channel back, which is phenomenal. I mean, a 9 or 10k sub channel. Obviously, I believe you lost 300 subs because of all the spam uploading, so you did lose some subs from the channel. But I mean, even you got the channel back, which is an amazing thing. And the fact that you had the videos, I was wondering, did you lose all those because of the strikes and the claims and all that kind of stuff that you would have got? But the fact that you didn't, that's actually really, really cool. Do you mind if I ask? Because obviously, of course, during this time, you had made the FryBry channel that you now have, obviously, of course, and you've been very successful with that, obviously. But did you ever consider, when you got the new channel, or the old channel back, the original Bryant Vidals, did you ever consider getting that one and using that one as your primary as opposed to the new FryBry? And if you did, why didn't you?
Not really, because I felt like I kind of moved on. Like, even though my FryBry channel was much smaller, I felt like it's like my new home, and I kind of just like the name better, FryBry over Bryant Vidals.
I feel like you get to a point in a transition like that where you mentally switch. It's like, I remember prior to name changing, I was like, I could never change my name to something else. But now that I've changed it, I'm like, honestly, I could never have not changed it.
What's your name?
The same. Oh, Joseph's old name on YouTube?
Yeah.
Joe, you want to tell?
Well, I used to go by a very cute name called Curious Eppo, but then I realized that didn't fit me anymore.
He used it from when he was like a kid upwards, right? And
yeah, I had it since I was 12. It was like my Xbox gamer tag.
Yeah, it was a Curious Eppo.
Do I look like that username anymore?
No.
God damn. Oh, that's kind of the thing. It's you hear and you're like, oh, that's kind of quite a kid kind of name, Curious Eppo. It's funny, but like that's why we went to Mass Cynic, of course. And it was an amazing transition because it's for the better as well, obviously, inherently.
I agree.
But what would be then your advice, obviously, going through that entire ordeal? What would be your advice to other creators that maybe could potentially fall for that? Would you just try and sell them to avoid those type of emails? Like, what would be your, I guess, overall advice for trying to weed out even scam emails or stuff like that?
Click every link you see.
Of course.
No, I think for all creators, the biggest keyword is whenever the email asks you to download something, immediate red flags. And I think another good thing is like when their grammar is like really bad and it kind of looks like it's been translated.
Oh, yeah, I get you.
Not all the time, but that can sometimes, signal something sketchy.
Yeah, it's like something.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree, but also kind of don't, because like I've got a Ugandan prince in my family. He doesn't type very well, but I've got a few gold in the way, so it's all
of
right.
course a little bit of gold. I think another red flag in my opinion, because I personally had these emails as well, right? But I never clicked them because for me, I actually got saved because I used to edit on a Acer Chromebook, which was very bad, and it was like a computer I got back in 2015 when I was doing Vine and when I was a Viner. And I used it all the way up until about, I think it was like 2020, something like that. And it did me well. It was just mainly for like making thumbnails or replying to comments. That's what I used it for, and I edited on the PlayStation 4. But I almost fell for the same kind of emails. I would just share kind of too good to be true. You ever heard the expression, if it quacks like a duck? Yeah, if it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it is a duck. That's kind of thing. The thing with these emails is they come to you, even if you're a smaller content creator, but especially if you're bigger. If you're bigger, it's more believable because you look at it and you go, well, that kind of seems about right, the price they're offering me. But sometimes the price can be like thousands of pounds. Like, oh, we'll offer you £10,000 if you do a 15-second long snippet in your video, Jimmy. Like, no, it's not. It's not legitimate.
To my
it's
audience
obviously
of 32.
But,
like,
yeah, it's like it's a little bit too good to be true, of course. And I think that's probably one of the easiest ways to kind of weed out the fake emails from the real ones. One, you could email them back, but I wouldn't recommend it. But for two, like what obviously Bryant said, don't download anything, of course, and also check their grammar. But I think the third thing as well is look at the price. If they're offering you substantial sums of money, like out of this world, too good to be true, then it most likely is too good to be true.
I think when you're a smaller channel, and I'm talking about around 1k, because I've had a few friends around my size and smaller have actual deals, but they're offered like 60 quid, which is a lot more reasonable.
Yeah, it's far and few. I mean, it's even for me, like this chair right now, I got this chair. The weird way I got this, eerily enough, was actually from an Instagram DM from this girl who was working for the company, the GT Player, right? And she was like, "Oh, hey, we'd
Not
love to partner with you, and you make a review video of our chair and this and that." And the account had no profile photo, no followers. It was following about 30 people, and I went, "No, this is wrong. This is not true. Like, this is a scam, right?" I made her give multiple different. I pestered this woman. I said, "Listen, I'm not gonna do nothing. You're gonna give me all the information you can on your account, everything. Like, I want to know everything about you and what your position is at the company, etc." She told me all, and ended up being legit. So I mean, sometimes it can be. It can be legit,
smart and educate yourself on it.
I like your chair. It looks fire, by the way.
Oh, thank you. It's a beautiful chair. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Brian, you got I think the same kind of color chair as Joseph, right? What kind of chair do you have?
Yeah, it's like Joseph's. It's Ewan Racing. It's blue and it's cool. I like it.
It's very nice. I
stole this, so it's fine.
Just to mention, ladies and gentlemen, Bryant was asked if he would put his face cam on, but he said no. I don't know why. You know what I'm saying? It's a sad thing. But we can actually right now, and we're very blessed to have his beautiful voice here and also his gorgeous profile photo. So I'll take that as a W, but I'm still a little bit bitter that we couldn't see his gorgeous face.
Scared of us,
That's what it is. That's what it is.
It's intimidating fellows.
I'm ugly. I'll ruin the ABD.
Oh my god. Bro, you're lying.
Especially Joe.
Excuse me, what? You know what I'm saying? But no, we've all seen your vlogs, Brian. They're top tier, man. No, bro, you ain't got nothing to hide your face from, man. You're a good looking young man, you know what I'm saying?
Thanks.
So, fair play, man. It's all good, broski.
Should we diversify in the content aside from vlogs?
We shall. You know what I'm saying?
Obviously, this is the next question, if you didn't understand what a segue was. Starting a Minecraft Pocket Edition YouTube channel in 2019, almost an entire decade after its initial release, is one thing, but you didn't only start a Minecraft Pocket Edition channel, but you also found insane success with one. What inspired you to start creating Minecraft content so late into the Pocket Edition YouTube scene, and what continues to motivate you in 2022 to do it?
Well, I feel like
drugs.
I was inspired because, well, I saw other creators like Jack Frost Miner, Double A12, Fusion Doroid, Rage Elixir, Herotic, Herobrine Skull, guys like those. And at the time, Minecraft Pocket Edition was like the only thing I ever played. It's the only thing I could afford.
Well, it was you had quite basic equipment. I mean, for you, that's the thing with Minecraft Pocket Edition. It's kind of like the beauty in it to an extent, right? Is that you don't need a big and incredibly, expensive PC or lighting or face cams or mics. You can really go for the basics and work from it. And I think you've definitely proved that. And I mean that with the utmost love and I don't mean that in any sort of dig. I think it's very respectable and very amazing actually, and admirable how you managed to start a Minecraft Pocket Edition channel
among the scraps
so late into the scene. 2019, I mean, the game came out years before that. You've came in late to the scene, and you've not only made a successful business from it, but you've also been very successful. You've got a channel of 180k,
and that makes it so much more respectable as well, by the way.
Thank you.
Having that fight upwards is so cool. I love that idea of coming out with something that meant not nothing, but it meant a lot more work had to be put into it for it to be something. And I think that's so much better than being like, this is the trending topic, I'm going to plaster Among Us upon everything. It's done.
Among Us. No, that's exactly. I think honestly, man, Fry, I gotta say, if there's one thing I definitely, and I do respect you in general, but if there's one thing I definitely do respect you for, it's your the power to keep going through and the power to work with the equipment that you've got. I think I love that about the Pocket Edition community so much, that the community doesn't have to have fancy PCs and everything else. I'm not saying that none of them have fancy PCs. I'm sure nowadays they do, but it's substantial how successful they can become with such basic equipment.
I've seen some really dumb setups where it's like 2 PCs hooked up to someone's phone. And it's so funny to me. It's like a Matrix setup, like in the scene where you got the plug in the back of the head. It's like that, but a phone.
Just a phone. God darn.
Stupid.
I've never seen that.
I have. It's very funny.
How did you originally make your content? Well, when you first started the FryBry or even the Bryant Vidals channel? What was the equipment that you used back then? The phone, the mic?
All of it was literally on my phone.
All bootleg, just all right off the bat.
Recording, editing, thumbnails. I still use my phone for thumbnails, actually.
You're kidding?
So do I.
Way. Wow, wait, you do?
Yeah.
Oh wow, what programs do you use?
PS Touch.
Oh wow, I've never heard of that before. And is it free or is it paid for?
It's like a cracked picture editor. It's not on the Play Store anymore, so you have to get a cracked version of it.
Oh, okay. And what, have you been using that since you started, or did you switch that later down the line?
I think I use it for the most part. I just got really comfortable with it. I like it.
That's phenomenal, man. Because I mean, I've got to say, your thumbnails, they're up to scratch, if not better than some people that have PCs. You know, like I gotta admit that 100%. You know, I've seen your thumbnails on many of your videos, of course, and you know, obviously there's some early videos where it's kind of like, all right, this is a little bit like, you know, because it's earlier videos, of course, earlier editing, you're younger, whatever. We've all been there, but it's like nowadays the thumbnails that you make, man, they're top tier. You know, you think they'd be made with Photoshop or on a PC and whatnot, and that's actually quite eye-opening to an extent as well, to know that you make your thumbnails on
People
on a
don't
phone,
realize
actually.
how well you can utilize that sort of thing on phone to make thumbnails. Because I still do thumbnails on phone. I just
Yeah.
find it easier, and I do it on the go. It's just better.
Well, that's it. I mean, I don't know. I couldn't do that. I personally use Photoshops and whatnot, or well, Photoshop in general and whatnot. And I find it easier. But I mean, I've got to say, obviously, I think, Brian, you're definitely the prime example of, like, you know, you're not letting your equipment be the example of what you can be. You know, like, you're not complaining to the world, oh, I only had a phone, I couldn't do YouTube, I can't do YouTube, I've only got a phone. No, you're doing YouTube with the phone and you're doing good with it. I think that's pretty phenomenal, obviously. And now you have got a PC now, though, right? Like, you've got a, I know you do, but you've got a good PC now, right? Good PC,
Yeah, that's
beautiful
all right.
setup. Come on, it's all right. He was telling us just before we started recording that he was getting a new monitor. Come on, flex a little, man. Flex a little. You know you deserve it. You know what I'm saying? Flex a little. Come on, tell us.
Yeah, so I've been building like a PC, like kind of a PC setup, just so I could. It's mainly like just to make my editing better, and I just
Right.
think like if I were to live stream, which I want to do, I think doing it on a PC is like much higher quality than a
Definitely.
mobile device.
No, definitely, yeah. Well, that's fair enough, man. That's fair enough. That's a good answer to those questions. I can't lie, man. Honestly, there's some good answers. I'll go on from here. Something, and this one's a bit more of a jarring kind of turn, so I do apologize for the sudden kind of change of atmosphere here, but we
Oh, yeah,
hope
no
you
worries.
understand. Something that we've seen, and I'm sure obviously you personally seen as well, I'm sure you couldn't miss this, is people accusing you of being a, you know, clickbait YouTuber. Would you agree with the claim that you clickbait? And as a follow-up question, just add on to that, do you think clickbait is always inherently a bad thing?
I guess.
I mean, you don't have to
Sure.
say that you
Yeah,
are.
I mean,
No,
like-
I mean, I just, you don't have to say. I'm not saying that you are. I'm just saying you don't have to. I'm just, you know, this is, some people have accused you of it. I mean, if you look on Twitter, if
This
you
is
look
your
at
stance
some of the
on
comment
this
sections.
subject.
Yeah. I mean, in your own opinion, would you say that you clickbait?
Yeah.
All right, and would you say it's a bad thing, or would you say like there's, like, I think there's different levels, right? Like of what you do. I think there's a big difference between clickbaiting something that's entirely not there, like, oh, how to get, you know, I got £1 million, and you actually got nothing.
It's a
right?
video about a
That's-
dog. You know,
No,
that's different.
Yeah, that's a big difference.
Yeah. I feel like the way I clickbait, I make sure that it's like related to the video and that they're getting something related to it. Yeah, like I never really showcase anything that's. I don't think I ever have. No, I don't think I ever faked a video like that. Every one of my videos was related to the title and thumbnail in
Yeah.
some way, shape, or form.
I recall, I'm trying to think where it was or which video it was. I think it was a Pocket Edition video, right? And it was something, I can't recall the subject of it, but I was reading the comment section while doing some research for the script. And there were some people like, this is clickbait. And some people were like, well, you know, it still kind of shows what it is. I get it, though. I do get it. I remember, you know, funny enough, again, mutual friend, obviously, well, a mutual colleague in this kind of YouTube atmosphere or scene, Cameron, Super Shifter, of course, name dropping here. Cameron is a perfect fucking example of this. Cameron, he does clickbait. You can say I don't care what he says. He clickbaits. I know he knows this. Right, but he clickbaits. But I don't really see shame in it. You know, it's one of those things where, like, when I was a younger, smaller YouTuber, I used to say, oh, that's terrible. What's only scumbags clickbait. But then you look at it and you go, hold on a second. There's a big difference between clickbaiting something that actually isn't there and something that is there, but maybe amplifying it a little bit. Like, for example, perfect example of this is seed showcases. I used to do it all the time. Cameron done it. Like, what Cameron done, it was very smart and it worked very well, was he'd put in the thumbnail something like 100 temples in the seed, or like 1,000+ diamonds, or 100 villages. Now listen, there's no way that there's this many things off the bat. Never is. There never is.
Technically,
And this
the
was the
world's
thing, right?
infinite.
That's
the thing.
what this whole
And-
subject thrives
yeah.
off, though. The
And
word
that's the thing.
technically.
And technically, and this is what I would love about, right? And as much as at one point I used to have a bit of an issue with Cameron, right? Because me and Cameron, you done some stuff that I didn't think was mutually a good thing, right? And you know,
I
whatever.
think I know.
Yeah, and whatever it may be and whatnot, I must say, respectfully so, right? the man was fucking smart for it, right? Because it was like, it was really damn cool. Like, it was like, all right, I would see people in this comment section, I'd be like, yo, there must be people in this comment section outrageously like going crazy. Like, if I was there and I watched this and I was a viewer, I'd be like, this is fucking clickbait, this is bullshit. But there'd be people in the comment section going, this ain't right, you know, like this is, there's no way, there's not 900, where's the 900 diamonds? And then you'd have some smart ass commenting back going,
as if someone's
well,
counted.
there's somewhere in the world, he doesn't have to show you, there's somewhere. It's like, oh my god, of course, yeah, they're infinite, so they're obviously.
And if you want an example of a video that is complete clickbait, let me enlighten you to how to get and duplicate weapons in Borderlands 2 or 3.
You done it. Yeah, me and Joseph.
This was a little collaboration. I think we spoke about this before on the podcast, so I'll keep it brief. It's a little collaboration between myself and Joe, where I thought it would be very funny to completely lie about the system. You know, like obviously the different rarities of weapons in games like Destiny, Borderlands, and I was like, you know what? You've got green, blue, purple, gold. You know what would be cool if I said, if you could make any weapon go up rarity. So I got a pile of green weapons, and I said, hey, if you click this button, they would all turn blue. Well, I wasn't wrong, because when you pause the menu, there's a little blue tint that goes over the screen.
Yeah.
So yes, it does look blue, but it doesn't change anything. It's just pause the game in front of the guns, and they will look blue.
It became Joseph's like most disliked video, but it was also his most viewed video. So I mean, I don't
for
care.
A period of time, it was before I started doing Apex glitching. It was my most viewed at 900 views, and then obviously Apex glitches got me to 50k views. But it was definitely funny.
I think with it though, like there's again, people see clickbait and they think, and I used to think the same way, and I totally understand why people think like that. It's like a scummy practice, whatever. Like no. I think in today's atmosphere of YouTube, there's so much competition in every different department, whether it be in the Minecraft scene or Apex or wherever it may be. You've got to try and make your content stand out as much as possible. You know what I mean? That's really what it is. And it's like, okay, you know, you could say, you know, there's only 5 villages in this seed or 20 diamonds or whatever, but then nobody's really going to care. Nobody's going to really, that's not eye-catching. But when you add those extra inflated numbers that are technically there, it might be somewhat misleading because you don't show them, but still you're giving off a fantastic seed or whatever it may be, and you're still delivering with what you're initially clicking on the video for. You're just not maybe giving as much as what you actually bargained for when you did click on it. So I would say, you know, I think not every content creator, but the majority of the successful ones definitely do clickbait. But I think there's a difference between, you got to understand clickbaiting and being misleading slightly. You know, I think that some of them are misleading. Perhaps you'd agree, Fry, right? With some of your thumbnails might be slightly misleading because you might not give exactly what you're saying that you're giving in the thumbnail, but you always give something that is of somewhat of equal quality. Where it's not something that's like entirely different. You're not offering like A and giving Z. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing.
Yeah, I agree. Well said.
Yeah, I think that's how it is, honestly. And I think also as well, that's a fantastic way to become successful. You know what I mean? Because it's like, some people can say it's scummy, some people can look at it and say it's wrong. I used to, but inherently, the proof is in the pudding. You know, the numbers don't lie. I mean, the videos do fantastic and the views do fantastic. You know, what is there else to be said? You know, YouTube aren't taking them down. If it was really that out of hand, you wouldn't have your channel, you wouldn't have videos.
I remember when I used to think you could get banned for clickbait. As if there was like a motive.
Inherently, technically, you can, in the rules of YouTube, of course, terms of service or whatever it is. It's it's not the terms of service, TOS, whatever it is. The community guidelines. That's it, excuse me. There is rules against clickbaiting, and that's what would kind of make me a little bit nervous when I used to do it, because I used to do it for the showcase as well. I started.
You never see them go into act though.
No, that nobody ever. You never hear if I got clickbait. I was clickbaiting and my channel got taken down.
I think it's meant for like severe cases.
Yeah. I mean, did you ever? I don't know if you did, Fry. Right? I used to be into Grand Theft Auto 5. Did you ever hear the YouTuber is it Cernando? I think it was Cernando. Cernando. This guy used to make he used to make videos like unboxing Grand Theft Auto 6, right? And it was like the complete, like no joke, the worst like clickbait. He made about 100 videos of this kind of shit.
He made Minecraft 2 a thing as well.
Oh yeah, Minecraft 2, honestly, like ridiculously clickbait stuff. And I think that's a big difference from doing that to doing like, say, what I've done, what you've done, what Cameron's done, what Joseph's done. Like there's a huge difference between that. You know what I mean? Like there's one that's completely misleading and clickbait and just sheer scumminess, and the other's just slightly a little bit more clickable. That's what I'd say. I don't know. In my opinion, that's how I see it, at least.
Yeah, I think that's too far, honestly.
Definitely. Minecraft 2 and GTA 6 unboxings. Okay. God,
there's definitely a variety of ways to present different types of content, and I think one of my favorite things that I saw when going through your channel was this very in particular part of content. It really caught my eye. But What's the story behind the creation of your Minecraft parody uploads? For example, you've got Minecraft parody Old Town Road by Outlaws, and obviously Believer from Songs of War. We know you didn't do the animations; they were done by someone called Black Plasma Studios or a group of people. And you didn't write or create the songs, obviously, because they're popular songs. But what made you upload and create those anyway?
I remember one of my friends told me that, oh, it would be cool. And I was like, oh, you should try it. It might go somewhere. And I was like, okay. I was like really small. I never really expected it to go anywhere. I uploaded it at like the really, really early days of my FryBry account. So yeah.
Testing the waters type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just an experiment.
Oh, okay.
Do you know Black Plasma Studios?
No. However, they allow and they actually encourage like people to make parodies of their using their animations, because that video is not monetized. Like I'm not.
Well, yeah, we'll be
earning
able to anyway, but respectable.
Yeah, respectfully. No, that's actually pretty cool, man. Honestly, it's kind of good having that. I noticed in all the descriptions of those videos, the Old Town Road one, and I believe you done another one there. Excuse me, I'm trying to remember the exact name from it. I had it written down here. Believer, of course, that was another one. And both though, you always give full credit. You gave full credit as like Black Plasma Studios as the animator, and then obviously there was different musicians that made the different songs, because they weren't the original actual song. It was a kind of another version made by someone else, of course. A cover. Thank you, a cover. And that was how you done it. You kind of just mashed them together and whatnot. But seeing the success of them, why haven't you made more? That's kind of a question I'd love to know.
I kind of forgot about them. I should probably do another one soon.
So there you go. You have some video.
You're welcome.
I mean, considering I don't know, the Believer one did, I think, not as good. Oh no, wait, was it the Old Town Road one that done the best? I'm trying to think, because one of them had 800,000 views, right?
Oh, I think that was Believer.
That was Believer, right? Yeah, I mean that's substantial, 800,000 views. And I can imagine that would have brought you a huge chunk of new watch time, of course, new viewership, maybe, and potentially a lot of new subs as well that might be into your content, which is great. So I know, I definitely something to look into, something to maybe check out and do again, 100%. Well, fair enough, man. Fair enough.
Thanks, man.
That's all good, bro. Well, so going on from there, Brian, we have a recurring segment of the podcast, or of this podcast, called The Forgotten Seven, where we ask our guests 7 a little bit more personal questions so that the audience can get to know you a little bit better and help paint a bit of a more clear picture as to who you are as a person behind the content, behind the FryBry character, if you will. So what I'll do is I'll ask you 7 questions and you just give us the most genuine answers you can. Does that sound all right?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Once again, the new and improved segment of TFP. These questions are getting spicier.
Is very spicy. We've updated them from the last season as well. So if you heard, I know that you watched Dan's episode, VIP Mans. Big shout out to my boy VIP Man, of course. If you heard the questions there, they've been slightly changed, of course. So yes. Let me see. Let's go right. Yeah. What does your typical content creation outfit look like? Like, what do you wear while producing content? Is there any sort of specific thing? You maybe wear flip flops. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. Everybody has Crocs. Yeah, everybody has their own kind of like little.
I need to get some content Crocs, bro.
Well, recently I've been wearing like the most basic thing ever, just sweatpants and a sweater for my hand cams to cover up my my sleeves. I don't know, I just think my arms look ugly. It'll ruin the duration.
Finally someone who sees eye to eye. I hate my arms. I hate them.
I
walk around like Siren Head, bro. I don't have any meat on me.
I've never heard of someone literally saying they hate their arms.
Oh, it's awful. I feel like it's a more masculine discomfort or I think I looked into it once and it was saying about like the like the stereotype high muscle mass.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
guys are perceived like that. I think it's a very common, what's the word when you don't like something about yourself? Insecurity. I think it's very common among men, but interesting. Really? I've never really heard it before apart from myself.
I've got pretty beefy forearms.
I'll go away.
So no, I don't know. I don't have that issue.
I mean, but Joseph, you have a cool suit on.
Yeah, to hide the sleeves.
Hide the sleeves, yeah. He's also
I've got armor in the background, got gauntlets to hide them. It's great.
It's top tier. All right, well, fair enough, man. I can't lie. Wearing sweatpants and a jumper, that sounds pretty comfy, man. Do you normally just like to be comfy? Like, is that what it is? You're just like trying to be as comfortable as possible. You don't want to be, all dressed up and on a suit and all kind of like Joseph right there.
Swear to God, every time I get a jam.
I don't really think too much about that actually.
Me personally, I've mentioned mine a few times in the past. Whenever I produce content.
When I reduce clothing.
Oh my God, you must say whenever I produce content or whenever I'm working on videos or streaming, I actually wear shoes. Weird thing, just an odd thing. Always do it. Never got you. It's a weird thing.
Man,
don't
I have
know
to
that.
wear one sock and one off. It's like,
It's an odd
content mode.
thing. I can imagine. So going on from that, what's the best piece of advice? What's the best piece of of advice you've ever been given?
Be literate.
Okay. I got so much great advice. I really don't know. I got great advice from so many people.
Choose the most
Probably my
memorable
dad.
one.
Your dad. That's a
Honestly,
good one.
he never really
Alright.
like gave me a lesson or anything, but like I could just tell. Like I just really admire his work ethic.
Yeah.
Uh, and yeah, I guess he just taught me to work hard.
That's a fair thing. So I mean, I've heard that, but is it you and your brother that live with your dad? It is. It's you and your big brother, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And what? So is your dad always easy, quite a working man? Is that kind of he's kind of giving you his work ethic? Excuse me. You've kind of taken that from him and modeled that kind of into yourself.
Yeah, but I'm trying to make him work less. I've been trying to help with rent recently, so my dad doesn't have to like worry about it. Like he will still
Yeah.
work, but he can spend on things that he wants to buy now.
That's really good, man. That's a really noble thing. I gotta say, dude, what a really thoughtful and noble thing to do. And is that kind of one of the next question here? I mean, I feel it kind of follows into this
Kind of
thing.
feeds into this.
Yeah, definitely. What gives you your motivation? You know, for everything, for YouTube, for living. You know,
What
dare I
drive?
ask?
Everything, man. Like source of happiness, source of income, source of business, source of friendships, my purpose.
Would you say it's helping family as well? Because I feel like that's kind of what it is. That's why I was thinking.
Man said everything, bro. Even like
you
the
know,
famine in 2003 is keeping him
that's what it
going.
is. That's what it is. But like, you know, you gave your brother a phone. You know, you seem to be very giving. You know, you've donated to charity and whatnot.
Oh god, why is he so nice?
I
I don't like it, man. Like,
It's
you
madness.
sound great, bro, but like, you gave your brother a phone. I'll give my brother a slap. He's an ass.
Some major things. In the next time I go to Mexico, there's some like cool things I have.
Casually goes to Mexico.
Oh, what, to give your brother?
And my mom this time, yeah.
Ah, I see. So we're gonna get some new vlogs coming soon.
Yeah, it's really cool. Hopefully.
It's good.
I'll
try.
Shout out to
I must
Marjorie.
say, I must say, honestly, I really, really, really have loved your vlogs. I watched all of them,
Thanks.
and I really, really, really enjoyed them. I loved how you got the stray cat as well. What was the stray cat's name again? Excuse me.
Its name is Churro.
Churro?
Churro.
Yeah.
Churro. Oh. It's gorgeous. Black cat, lovely. If you guys
It's like
haven't
an
seen-
American calling their dog pizza.
If you haven't
still
seen
there.
FryBry's actual, is he?
Yeah, he's doing great. I love him.
I saw him in one of the vlogs. There was Sky, Churro.
Oh
and
my
there was
God,
Oreo.
yeah.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Sky, Churro, and Oreo.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
Yeah, the three cats are awesome. They're
Oh, I
so
love
awesome, man.
them.
For me, dude, next to make a vlog when you're next there, bro, please get some videos of them, man. Make sure you get it, because I'll be ready to watch the vlog 100%, man. I love watching them. I watched all three, man. It was really lovely seeing you obviously spend time with your brother, and also it was, I believe, the first time was it 8 years you'd seen your mother?
I think so.
It was phenomenal, man. I was saying you gave your brother some toys. Your old, was it
Dude,
toys
yeah,
like
that
trains?
video. Oh my God, bro.
Oh, dude.
Dude, I made it so long ago. I
Have you not
made
watched
it when I was like at like 3K. I did
Oh,
not
damn,
think it
man.
would,
We do
really
our
matter.
digging here.
We do our digging, man. I watched it, dude. I must say it was a really heartfelt kind of video. It felt really nice, man. It was a lovely video to watch. And I really hope that you make some more, man, because they're really, really, really good. And it was really enjoyable getting to see you kind of outside of the character of FryBry. And that's why we love to do these podcasts as well, because we get to know more about you, not FryBry. FryBry is important, of course, you know what I'm saying? But you are important. You're the guy behind the content. It's you, you know? It's Bryant. That's
Behind
who
the
you are.
mask,
I mean,
if you will.
Yeah, behind the mask. Because I think with all of us, myself, you know, Joseph, yourself, many content creators, I'm sure you know as well, as well, Brian. It's a lot of content creators end up kind of becoming the character that they portray online, as opposed to being like two individual people, two individual entities. You know, Catman, Joe, Joseph, you know, etc. Two individual kind of people, and that's something that is it's got to be.
That's why I
important. You gotta
changed
keep
my
a
name. It
separation.
kind of developed too much. That's why I was like, I need to
Curious Hippo.
segregate this.
Yeah, he was cute. That was.
I know
that was
it's
him
not
when he
the
was
most
younger.
like intimidating name to turn into, but like, goddamn.
Goddamn.
Speaking of giving,
Speaking of giving, what's your favorite gift you have ever received and why?
I love this question.
Probably.
My gun.
There's just so many gifts I received. I'm so grateful for.
Oh,
I
man,
can't
Robin,
pick.
wound.
Top rate.
But if I were to pick, probably my dad giving me my first device to make videos on.
Oh, right. And was that a phone?
He's too wholesome.
Tablet.
Tablet. And, oh,
Yeah.
nice, man. So when was that you got that? From
Well,
memory.
I would say like 2015, I think. 2016.
Wow. Gosh damn, man. Oh, that's quite crazy, dude. Honestly, man. That really is. So, and how old would you been? Because right now you're 17, right?
Yeah.
Right. So that would be what? I'm trying to work out right now.
Like eight, 9?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, you'd be hella young. Oh my god.
God,
damn.
you're like in fetal development when you had that. What the hell?
Gosh damn, man. You've said it. God damn it. That's crazy, bro. But that's a lovely gift, man. Honestly, dude. Obviously, was that where you first started playing Minecraft as well when you got that?
Yeah.
God damn, man. That's crazy. And that kind of all developed from here, and here you are. You know what I'm saying? What a great thing.
Yeah.
At this point in time, how would you exactly describe the way you're feeling? Like right here, right now, in this era of life,
This atmosphere. How you doing?
I think I'm chilling. I think
to.
the only like thing that I'm like just thinking about, I wouldn't say worry, but like a little bit, yeah, kind of worried.
What's
but
on your
excited.
Okay.
Finishing high school like really soon.
Oh man, what dude?
Oh, finishing high school. I thought you said fishing heist. I was like, you're
No,
still
no,
some
no.
fish.
Finishing
Wait,
high
what?
school. My bad.
God damn. No. It was he poorly misheard. But no, man, that's fair enough, dude. So, what, you kind of anxious about that? You kind of just trying to get through high school, get all that kind of stuff done, and then go from there?
Yeah, college.
God damn.
And
Damn.
YouTube.
Where are you based
Good for you,
again?
man.
Because you're hours behind, aren't you?
New York.
Like how?
New York.
New
Yeah.
York,
Oh yeah, you do paid college over there, don't you?
What?
You
Yeah.
pay for college over there, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh,
in
yeah,
the
yeah.
UK, yeah, in the UK, it's different.
Yeah, 'cause I'm at
what-
college.
What is one thing we would never guess about you? He's seriously a serial killer. Little to be known. Like,
maybe like I'm kind of shy in person.
right. I kind of get that kind of vibe from you, honestly, right now, like a little bit. Not that means no disrespect. I feel like you're more of an introvert. Per
Introvert.
se. Yeah, you're
Oh,
more
yeah.
like you're your own person, and there's nothing shameful about that. I think that's often that's quite a good kind of trait as well, because it's not always good to be able to only rely on other people. It's good when you can kind of only rely on yourself to an extent. But it seems like that. It seems like you're a bit more of a kind of recluse person, not recluse from everybody or anything like that, or general society, but in general, you seem just more of you're to yourself. You do your own stuff. You keep to yourself. You do your own stuff like that.
Yeah, like just me and my close circle. Yeah.
Yeah. And who would you say is in your close circle? Would that be family or certain friends?
Yeah, like my brother, my dad, my cousins, a couple of friends. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice, man. That's nice, dude. Well, fair enough, bro. Fair enough. Going on from there for the last question of the Forgotten 7. What would you personally say is your biggest strength?
My biggest strength probably has to be like my grit. I feel like I have grit for YouTube. Like I don't know, like I'm willing to upload every day, all day for years. I've done it for years and I've never felt burnt out or something. Like
I want
just
your
like it so
superpower.
much.
So you never had any sort of points in YouTube where you went, I'm done with Minecraft, or I'm a little bit kind of just tired of doing this?
Never.
Really? Wow, that's substantial, man. Well, get ready for it. You're saying now I'm playing, but like,
Maybe,
it's
I don't know.
I hope you don't, man. Honestly, dude. YouTube burnout's a really bad thing, obviously, man, and a lot of content creators sadly feel it. Do you play Minecraft? If you don't mind me asking, I feel like it's kind of an obvious question, but do you play Minecraft more for work for YouTube now than you do passionately, or do you still play it quite passionately as just a fun game and a pastime?
Well, my work is my passion in a way, so
that's
I guess
it's
both.
not really work.
Yeah, that's the
As
thing.
they
It's a
say.
bit of a
I don't know. It's hard
double-edged
to
kind of
answer.
question.
Sorry if it didn't make sense, but
No.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
That's a good thing. Yeah, I think it's quite important to understand, where the fine line is between both, because I think when it comes to work and passions, it's hard. If you're doing YouTube, for me, like I used to love just doing YouTube as it was a passion. I done it as a kid and I loved it. Like I started when I was 10. Right, so I loved it, and I just loved making videos. I just loved the concept of like people watching my stuff that I made creatively. Like I made it on a BlackBerry phone, so and then eventually on a tablet as well. And I just used to put it on front of the TV screen and record it. And it was terrible quality, and it was really bad. No, but like there was that line of like I just done it for fun. But then when it became my job now, which is what it is, of course, it's been my full-time job, which is what I do since I was 17. It's kind of changed that a little bit, that perspective. It's become more like, I go to myself, you've got to upload, you've got like, you know, you've got to do this, you've got to do that, you've got to be this. It becomes a little bit more kind of work orientated. So it's good that you kind of have that nice kind of healthy balance between it's still a passion for you, but it also is, you know, inherently also your work as well. But it's still your passion. So I'd say that's a good thing. So moving on from there, Fry, obviously back to the actual main questions here in the script itself. So as I'm sure many of your subscribers already know and whatnot, you've not only got your main channel, FryBry, of course, you've also got Bryant Vidals, Fry Shorts, and your YouTube clan channel, Herix, which at one point you were very active and heavily involved in, may I say. However, since the first episode of the highly anticipated 4th season aired on the 24th of July, 2021, the channel and all its social medias have just gone completely silent, with no mention as to why the SMP didn't continue or if it will return. So I was wondering if we could ask you, and if you could tell us, what happened to the Herix clan crew and the SMP, along with if it will ever, return.
No, I'm glad you brought this up. So yeah, me and the Herix team, like, we're still friends. We still talk every day, like on Discord. Like, we always talk. We're close like that. But it just hard for us to make content nowadays, mainly because, like, we're just a lot older. Back in the day, like, we used to do 10 plus people collabs every weekend. It was so fun. But the boys, they're in college, they have jobs, like, they're moving out, some of them. It's just really hard to find.
I know exactly what that's like. It really sucks because you start to realize that you have such a passion and drive that people don't have for the same thing. And that kind of drives a lot of groups apart.
It might not even be that they don't have it. I think
they do.
I think that's
or
what
don't
Brian,
have time.
That's
it's
what
usually
Brian's
one of the
there.
two.
I think that's exactly what Brian's saying. It's not that they don't have it. It's just that it's a lack of time. I think just times have changed. When you guys done that originally, when you guys were working, at the Herix clan, you guys were obviously younger. You didn't have as much responsibility. Bills, high school, work, etc., college. Things were different. At times, times were simpler. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. And I'm sure, like, you reminisce sometimes. You go, God damn it! Like, I wish life was as simple as it was back then. Obviously, things are going great right now, of course. But at the end of the day, it is one of those things. But like, so what happened after the first episode? Because it was really surprising, man. You were really. It seemed like you and the whole clan was like really like with it. The first episode, this 4th season of the actual SMP was coming, and people were excited for it. You had an audience there for it. You had a Discord with, like, do correct me if I'm wrong here, 1,000 members. Was that right? For the crew?
I think so. Yeah.
You had a phenomenal Discord. You had Instagram for it. You had a Twitter for it. You had all the socials. And then, like, again, the 24th of July came around. This was last year. And the first episode went up, and the episode was brilliant. The editing was substantially good. I watched the entire thing.
Shout out AGR. Shout out AGR, my boy.
Shout out to your boy AGR. Yo, it was, tell him about this episode. I'm telling you, it was really good editing. I really liked it. I found it funny. I was really mad seeing the perspectives change between, yourself and all these other people that have different devices. You could see the quality kind of differ a little bit, but it was good. The editing really saved it from being like, at points a little bit poorer quality because of the other people's recording equipment. But it was funny, I just didn't understand why it didn't continue. And I think a lot of people actually didn't either. So what would you say? Did you ever consider recording a second episode? Like, what happened after the first episode behind the scenes?
I think after the first episode, actually, I wasn't even there for the first episode. I remember, it dropped while I was in Mexico, and I didn't really have that much Wi-Fi, so I couldn't really, like, record the second episode. But I guess, like, we said we were going to record the second episode and all that, but then it just got delayed. Obviously I wasn't in America. Then other people had to delay because they had personal matters and all that. But in terms of if it's ever going to come back, I really want it to. No guarantees. But if the boys are free and I'm still free and, we are going to take it more serious, then yeah, let's bring it back.
Would you ever add new people to the group?
Yeah, I would.
I seen there was a few people. I seen there was a few people asking in the comments, like, "Hey, can I join?" And I don't know if it was you. I believe it was one of your friends. I'm not sure if it's AGR who you mentioned there or someone else. I'm not too sure who actually was, like, running the channel, like, comment section wise, or even tweets. But they were still like, no, it's kind of like the sidemen. We've kind of closed off people joining right now, and I do understand that as well. But I think, and I hope you don't take this with any sort of ill will or anything like that. I say this from a place of just a constructive feedback. I think the issue with the first episode, I think the issue with the whole premise was, I feel like you just went in there with the boys just to have fun. which is great. Like that's what it's about, right? And that's like how you're like, how is that an issue, Joe? But it's like the issue was
Sometimes you need structure.
Sometimes you need structure, and I think the issue was I seen was that immediately straight off the bat, I don't know who it was, but you done it as well, Brian, I'm pretty sure, right? But you guys were going creative and giving yourself stuff like it's an SMB. You guys are creative, giving yourself, I'll take some chicken, some fish, it's fine. And like, oh, it was just, it suddenly kind of at the beginning, if you watch it, and I recommend anybody listening when I watch the first episode, it really is funny. The editing is top tier, but you watch the beginning and it goes like this, like a fantastic thing, you know. The beginning is so like it's all chill, everything's going right, and then suddenly it's a car crash. Everything's just like someone dies, everybody's away mining, people are just giving themselves some crave, I don't care, whatever. And it's like all of a sudden everything's just went left, right, and center. It's like nobody knows what's going on, and it was funny to watch. But I was like, I can kind of understand the issue of like how you couldn't make an episode 2 to that, because it's like this was more of like a you kind of. It wasn't a mess up. It was a great episode. I think it was a great video, but I think it was just like it would have been better as like an outtakes, because it was so like it was so crazy what was happening. And I feel like if you ever do come back to the SMP idea and you do make a this would be, I don't know, maybe 4th season part 2 or 5th season. I think definitely what would be needed from my point of view, and again, respectfully so, you don't have to take this advice, it's just, you know, what
constructive criticism.
Constructive criticism, yeah. It would be, I think you just need a little bit more structure. Like, okay, no creative. You'll say like, no creative, no cheats, no. Like, all right, now, if he kills you, fine, but don't go and bloody creative, you know? Like, but I think honestly, man, you just had a really good idea there, and it seemed like you and the group of friends that you had there, you just vibed so well. I loved it. You could tell like you guys had such a great kind of like a great atmosphere. You guys all got along. You really got well with each other. I mean, how many people are in the crew, if you don't mind me asking, from the top of your head?
Probably like, I think there's like 20, but there's like 10 main active guys like who are on every day.
Right. Yeah. Because I think in the episode
take that side characters.
Take that, you say.
Yeah, basically.
From what I seen while watching it, I think there was about 10 of you there. I think there wasn't dozens and dozens, but there was about 10 of you there. But no, dude, honestly, man, I watched the whole first episode and whatnot, and I watched, I think it was once, I watched it again as well, I'm pretty sure, in fact twice. And dude, I loved it, man. It was funny. The editing was top tier, and whoever the editor was, if it
shout out AGR.
AGR, I gotta say, well done. They done a fantastic job editing. It was really funny, and it was good, the editing, you know what I'm saying. Some of the meme points were fantastic, but I was just really upset that
I definitely need to give this bit a watch. This is one of the only things I didn't look into, and I regret it. I'm gonna go look into this after we're done with this.
You know, the clan channel that they have as well, it's I mean, that's the thing, honestly, Brian, you know, it's doing fantastic. I mean, you got almost 10k subs in that channel. It's like 8,000 so far, I think, and that's without you guys uploading for a year, obviously, of course. But you've got 8,000 on, you've got almost 100,000 views. Like, you guys surely could get monetization.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't even know.
Got 97,000 views, I think, combined on the channel. Maybe more than that, I think. I might be over that. I believe that was roughly it. I didn't write any notes for that, but it was substantial, man. And I mean, to see that, it was like, dude, it's just so much potential just sitting there, and I feel you guys really should come back to it. But I do understand what you're saying. It's everybody's at college, school, all that kind of stuff went on in general, and that's a real shame in general.
Yeah, we're getting old.
Oh no, don't say that, man. You're
don't. We're still young.
All still young, you know what I'm saying?
We did kind of touch on home life, and it's also a very good segue speaking like college, because for our 6th question, as a 17-year-old young man who is not only running a successful business and is self-employed with it, but is also still in high school studying, how has balancing YouTube and school life been for you? And do you think you'll continue to pursue YouTube after you graduate?
It's been pretty easy, mainly because like I kind of keep them separate. I never really tell anybody about my channel. I have like, I have a whole separate account specifically just for school. And I 100% am going to be continuing YouTube. Hopefully, I really want to. Probably,
maybe. Come on, yeah.
I want to, but you never know. No. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. I think 100%. I mean, I was going to say, you know, with you saying that you keep them kind of separate, and I respect that. I totally get it. Having like a personal account that would be
I personally think it would be better to, because, I mean, my teacher, my lecturer, thought it would be a good idea to listen to episode 29 of the podcast. No, 28 of the podcast. Joseph while I was in class.
Yeah. Oh, Joseph's in college, and he gets good grades because he's like doing the show with us. Like it's great. Like Joe, you can tell, right?
Well, basically, right? They're like asking for experience. I'm like, just a podcast. You know what? I don't care anymore. And they're just like, oh, this is good shit. This is like professional shit. And I'm like, give me grades.
Give me good grades.
Hi, Jack.
God damn. I mean, that's what I was going to mention there. Sorry, I do respect the idea of having a personal account, you know, like having your own personal social medias, and then obviously your YouTube, because there's a fine line between going too far, you know, where people know everything about you and know your personal stuff. Like, no, you need your private space. And from what obviously I've perceived and what I've seen here from being with you, obviously now for the past almost hour, you know, I've definitely kind of picked up that you are quite a guy who likes his own space. You know, you like your own personal space, you like your own kind of comfort, you have your own group of friends, all that kind of stuff. But I think crossing them both is obviously something that you don't want, like you're saying there. But that must be somewhat difficult because obviously your name, like, you know, like I asked you before, obviously we started recording, Bryant Vidals. It's there. It's, you know, everybody knows your name. If I Google that, I find you. You're not hidden. I can, you know, like it isn't like it's a hidden name. You know what I mean? Which is like
and people don't realize how interconnected all this stuff is as well. By the way, because
yeah,
the reason they found out about my stuff is they searched the name into Google, and if you search Martinic in Google, there's lots of my face, like lots, like You know, like the tweet you put up, Joe, of the 4 photos of me from the podcast.
For the birthday thing.
Everywhere. Just me with the sword. There's me like all close up being nuts. It's like, I'm not hard to find, which is a good thing, but not in a social aspect.
No. But I mean, so what would you say? Do you ever get friends of yours at school or whatnot, or even peers of yours at school, you know, Googling your name or like even like finding out about your channel going, hey, is this you? Is this you here? Like, goddamn. You ever get that?
I don't think so, actually. I think I've done a pretty good job. I think like only my friends who are like really, really close know, but I don't think anyone else knows, and I don't think anyone really cares to search my name. So I think I'm good.
God damn. Well, you're lucky for now. You know what I'm saying, man? I know it's one of those things, man. It's trying to separate your personal like self and your personal life from your online life is a very difficult thing. Sometimes it's almost impossible. I've tried it. You know, for me personally, I used to be very public about my first. Well, obviously my first name is Joseph, but my last name I used to. There is it. You say, but like I used to give it out. You know, I used to let people add me on Facebook, fans and whatnot. But then it got to a point where I had I had stalkers. I had this one guy. I'm not going to say too much about them. I had this one guy, and he still hates me to this day.
Speaking of L.
Yes, L. We call him L, or we call him the maid. That's his nickname.
Loser.
This dude, no joke, honestly, not word of lie, Brian. Like this guy, we had him on Facebook. I had him on Facebook. Fan of the channel. It was totally cool. I forgot his birthday a couple times, or like once, and he was crying, kicking off, sending me voice messages, like kicking off, calling me every name under the sun. I got rid of him, blocked him, and then he went out of his way to try, because I keep my personal stuff like you as well, your YouTube and personal life, I keep them separate. I like my personal space. And he went out and actually messaged my ex-girlfriend, family of mine, friends of mine, and tried to tell them about my YouTube stuff to try and expose me to them. He messaged them on Facebook, and I was like, yo, that's too far. And that's why I had to kind of distance my online and personal life very much so. Like right now, I had to delete I had lots of different Twitters, obviously, growing up, because I'd done Vine and whatnot as well. My Vine account used to be my real name, so it was kind of a bit difficult to hide that. So I had to kind of try and delete all my socials, Instagram, Twitters, Snapchats, Facebooks, all of them, just to try and keep that kind of personal and, you know, private life, YouTube and personal life just apart. Because it's a really difficult thing, and even now you can search up,
especially if the name is intertwined into the content as well.
Man.
Yeah, well that's the thing. Like for me, it's Catman and Joe, and obviously my real name isn't actually Joe, it's Joseph. But like still, people know me by Joe as well, so they can search and you can find me by using my real name, which is what bloody sucks, because I don't have that level of like, you know, personalness. I even changed my name on Facebook. My name on Facebook has literally been changed, my last name, so that nobody can find me, because I had people trying to find me and add my Facebook and add me as a friend to get my family and stuff. It was really bad, really bad. You meet some odd people out there, man. So I do respect and understand the reason for privatizing both.
That is 100%. Crazy, man.
And yes, both our names are Joseph, just for clarification. I'm Joseph and he's Joseph, and he's Joe and I'm Joe. We're the two Joes, but it's I go by Joe 1, he's Joe 2, because I'm older. So
right, yeah, I know. But like, if we were going with any other scale, I'll be first. But
I'm taller.
I was nearly named. How tall are you?
I'm 6 foot.
I'm 6'1".
Well, I'm 6'2" if I wear high heels.
Well, I'm 6'3" if I wear high heels.
Well, I'm 6'4" if I have still.
Hypothetically, if it's on the moon, I'll be taller than you.
That's true. You know what I'm saying? Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? But like, no. But like, it's right. Okay, I'm Joe 1 though, right? That's how we do it. That's how we do it. That's a bit of a tangent there, honestly. So for sadly our last question with you, Brian, all right, because we know you're a very busy man, you've got very limited time and whatnot. You've mentioned a couple of times that you're building your own website, Everything MCPE, I believe. Do correct me if I'm wrong here. And even more recently, you've been actually looking and trying to source artists to help you freshen up the website. and editors to create unique posts on it. With all that in mind, we wanted to know and ask you what your plans are for the future of everything MCPE and the actual website in general.
Yeah. So everything on CPE, it's my old website. I'm revamping it.
Right.
I'm making it way more better this time. It's gonna be super cool. And Ayo Joe, what's your Twitter, bro?
That's Joe or my Joe?
Mass
That one.
Cynics.
His is sub to Master. I'll send you.
I'll
in
double
DMs.
check it for you.
Yeah.
Just get in
But
contact.
basically, it's like a place where I just put all my add-ons there. I don't steal the add-ons. I give them. I swear, everyone says that. Oh, stealing add-ons. No, I'm gonna give them proper credits. They're gonna get all their money that they ever wanted.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put whatever link that they want me to. The add-on creators, they usually tell you what link to use. So I'll just use that. But I'm just going to be posting basically a bunch of stuff there, and I'm trying to get it done within the next month, and I think it's way better than everything MCPE.
So you mentioned there the old website. So is this a whole new website that you're building? Is this like a whole, like, is everything MCPE getting scrapped, or is it getting refurbished? Is it getting
Revamped.
rejuvenated?
I would just say
Rejuvenated.
scrapped, completely new.
And
new
is the new
domain.
website- Oh, I was gonna say, is the new website gonna be called Everything MCPE?
No.
Or no, it's definitely.
No.
Oh, okay. And I mean, this is quite mad because it's something that I kind of want to bring up. Obviously, of course, I know you'll. Obviously, I know what's going on behind the scenes. But like, it's like I've seen that a lot of content creators, yourself, Super Shiftery, and other people and whatnot are making websites. Even myself. Are making websites where players can download, pack add-ons or whatnot, or add-ons in general and stuff like that. And it's a very smart business move because there's a lot of money to be earned and whatnot. I know some individuals, such as Cameron, are earning
Websites
money
are
from
kind
it.
of making a bit of a comeback.
It's a smart thing to do, honestly, because right now at the minute, we've only got websites like Planet Minecraft or the MCPE DL site. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. Minecraft.
Oh,
Population
that
Download
site
site.
hates me. Yeah.
I hate. Yeah, that site is a real pain. Planet Minecraft's nice. That site, I've tried using it for stuff. They don't. I mean, you have to make everything original. You can't have anything copy pasty, which I understand. But like, it can be a real pain sometimes. You have to wait ages for stuff to post up. But there's very actually few sites that you can really use for this type of stuff, and it's nice to see people like yourself or Cameron, obviously Super Shiftery, and even myself at the minute. I'm currently at the minute working on some stuff to try and build my own website as well. Actually, funny enough, as well, to do something similar. It's not gonna be the exact same. I've got my own kind of different kind of thing. I'm not trying to go down the route of doing.
I actually had
add-ons,
one
more
of
or
your
less, just different
viewers
stuff.
message me saying I found a thing, a website,
Oh, really?
and
Nice.
I said, "Oh, you're not supposed to know about this yet."
Yeah. It's it's just a lot of stuff being done right now. At the minute, we're just trying to work with stuff because for me, it's I got someone to help me build a website, and I also like to have a hand-in approach. So I started teaching myself HTML to build my own website, of course, as well.
I'm trying to look
which-
into that at some point as
yeah,
well. I feel like that sort of thing.
You could
is
just
so
get a
useful.
template. I can
Well,
give
that's-
you a few.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
I'd love to
I
see
feel like templates you can kind of see through it, and that stresses me out.
But I think it's kind of, it would be handy having a template. I just, for me, I'm the type of guy, like, if something breaks, I want to know how to fix it. You know what I mean? That's why, like, I love to learn how to build it from the ground up. Like, for me, I learned about, like, parents, obviously, of course, the HTML beginning and obviously end, and obviously the body and the head and all that kind of stuff, and all the kind of sub-parents and all that, the grandchildren, as they call it. That's, like, the easiest way of doing it in HTML, because you have, like, the main things, of course, and whatnot. I took, like, a proper, like, hour courses. I spent a little while doing it just as, like, a pastime for something else to do. But no, I really do like the idea of, like, people building websites and more content creators and whatnot, and it's pretty cool that you're doing it as well. Obviously, there'll be yourself, Cameron, and I'm sure others are in the midst of doing it as well. I mean, my main kind of question is, with these websites, will you still upload your own personal content? Like, for example, there's a FryBry texture pack, isn't there, when you hit 100k?
Yeah.
Yeah, will that be uploaded? Because that's on everything MCPE right now, isn't it?
I'm fine with it being on both.
Oh, right,
honestly.
okay. Well, what I was going to ask here was, will you still be uploading content that is on your new website to other websites, or will it only be exclusively on yours?
Probably. I don't really mind. I think as long as they use the proper downloads, like, I don't really mind if they re-upload it.
And
or,
credit, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, as long as the link is still there, I don't really see, like, I'm cool with it. I'm gonna try to keep it exclusive,
But we'll see
but
what
it's probably
happens.
not gonna be. But like, I'm cool with that. I signed up for it.
Oh, fair enough, man. Well, listen, bro, I just want to say, man, real quick, thank you so much for coming on the show, Brian. Brian, excuse me. It was an absolute pleasure having you on, bro, and I wish you the very best luck for myself and Joseph.
May I
I'm sure
butt in
everybody
real
watching, listening,
quickly? Just
with your website. Go ahead.
Just quickly add to this because we forget to ask this sometimes. Is there any questions you have for either of us?
That's a great
Wait,
question.
what the fuck?
He's got a sword. Don't judge him.
Yeah. Max Cynics, did you make the Forgotten Podcast logo?
I had it designed, and then we kind of went off with it because I've got a few artist friends. I've got I'm dating an artist. She's wonderful. And
That's
then I've
cute.
got one of my friends who also does art, and he designs most of my thumbnails. And I asked him to do a back-to-back of me and Joe's character. It kind of just stuck, and then we moved on to Ree, who's one of Joe's artists, and she kind of cleaned it up, and that's kind of where that is now.
Yo,
If you-
Valentine's Day is next week. Oh,
It's
aren't
pretty
you
dang cool.
excited, Max Cynics?
Wait, what? Sorry.
Valentine's Day is like next week.
Oh,
there
I'm
you go.
aware. My bank account's about to be really angry with me.
Got that. Yeah, there you go. Right there.
Good luck,
But
bro.
yeah, he his friend actually initially made the original kind of draft up for our two characters back to back, which I loved. We've got it on our Instagram as well, and it shows the original kind of more.
Also, is it
scuffed kind of
episode
version.
30 where we went through the layers of it as well?
Yes,
we went in
episode
depth
30.
about all of the behind the scenes.
Funny
of
enough,
art.
actually, I can't really show it now because I thought I had it here. But yeah, it's actually pretty cool. We have the original version, and then the artist who's my artist, but also a good friend of mine, one of my best friends. She's the main admin as well, my channel, my community. Ree, she done a phenomenal job kind of rejuvenating it and polishing it up a little bit and kind of fixing some lines and stuff. But it was fantastic, man. But honestly, Bryant, man, thank you so much for coming on the show, bro. We hope you had a fantastic time.
Oh yeah,
bro.
Cam and Joe.
Do you want to promote
Okay.
anything? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. So you asked me earlier which podcast I preferred, the first one or this one. I
I
gotta
asked
say,
this.
I really like this one better. I think it's better.
Oh,
Why?
man, I swear,
We
if
need-
you
we
said
need
the other one,
ratings.
I
We need
tear
to
you.
quote
Better
you.
questions.
Goddamn,
the
man.
face cams.
Goddamn.
It's just better.
Thank you, broski.
And
Appreciate
you have a
it.
sword,
Much
a
love, man.
suit.
Honestly, bro, he has a sword. Yeah, I have a knife somewhere, a little one, but like it's,
I usually
it
have
is
an
what it is,
axe
man.
with me,
Joseph's
but it's
always
at the
got
other house at the
weapons.
moment. He's
He
so cute,
slashed
isn't he?
himself last time in the last episode.
I did. It's actually
Yeah,
recovered
that
very
cut.
well.
There you go. Well, there you go. But honestly, Bryant, man, it was an absolute pleasure having you on the show, bro. Honestly, man. Everybody, if you are listening right now and you haven't already done it, please be sure to go please be sure to go subscribe to FryBry's YouTube channel and all his other channels as well. Show him some love, show him some support. The man is killing it right now. He's on the road to 200k. Bryant, do you want to promote anything, your new website or anything like that, whatever yourself, before we sign it off here, man?
Make sure to subscribe to my boys Cam and Joe, Mass Cynics, and FryBry. Let's go.
There you go, right there. That's what it is, honestly. Bryant, thank you for coming to the show. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next episode of the Forgotten Podcast. My name is Cam and Joe. That is FryBry. And that is Mass Cynic or Curious.
There is a
We'll see you
man
all
in
later.
my room.
I am. Hello. You know what I'm saying? We'll see you all later.
Oh,
And
sorry.
there's
There's a
sirens.
man in my room.
Oh, literally in the room.
Yeah, like this isn't an outro. This is a cry for help. Hold on.
Oh dear.
Right, so you finish up.
Oh dear.
You
Oh.
finish up. You tell them all of the like button, YouTube crap. Come here, mate. Like, okay, right. He's
dear.
just kind of like
Oh, dear.
in the corner.
About to
of
get
the
you
room.
demonetized.
He's like got like half a Toblerone in his elbow.
Right.
I'll be back. You
Okay.
finish up here.
Best of luck. All right. Okay. Well, Bryant, again, thanks for coming on the show. See you later. Thanks for watching, everybody. Gonna end it there. That's us. Just has literally just wandered away. Where the hell is it? Joe? Oh, no, he's gone now. There we go.